By the end of this video, you'll be able to tailor Claude Code's memory and settings to fit your workflow, making you more efficient. Customizing Claude Code matters because it helps you work the way you think, not the other way around. When Claude Code is set up to match your development style, you can focus on writing great code, not fighting the tool. You'll be able to recall important details like variable names and function calls without having to constantly look them up. This saves time and reduces frustration, letting you deliver quality code faster. You'll also be able to optimize Claude Code's performance for your specific projects, whether that's tweaking memory allocation or adjusting settings for better code completion. The goal is to make Claude Code an extension of your own coding process, so you can work seamlessly and get more done. To get started, let's take a look at why customization is key and how it can impact your daily coding routine. By understanding how to configure Claude Code to your needs, you'll be well on your way to becoming more productive and efficient. So, what's the first step in making Claude Code work the way you do? Try opening the claude.md file in your project directory and exploring the available settings options. By the end of this, you'll be able to verify your Claude Code setup and get a compatible MCP server running. First, ensure you have the latest Claude Code version. You can check this by running Claude version in your terminal. If you're not on the latest, update using Claude Update. Next, let's talk about your MCP server. Having a compatible server setup is crucial for our customizations, so make sure you're running the latest MCP server version. You can download the latest server from the Anthropic website. Once downloaded, extract the files to a directory, let's say MCP server, and navigate to that directory in your terminal. Run it /start MCP server to start the server. You should see the server start up and be ready for connections. Now, in your Claude Code settings, set the MCP server URL to http://localhost 8080 to connect to your local MCP server. With these steps, you've set up your environment to work seamlessly with Claude Code and your MCP server. Now, go ahead and run Claude status to verify that everything is working as expected. By the end of this, you'll be able to customize Claude Code's memory and settings to fit your workflow. You've set up your environment. Now it's time to make Claude Code work the way you do. To do this, you'll need to edit the claude.md file. This file is where you configure Claude Code's memory settings and add custom prompts. First, open the claude.md file in your favorite text editor. If you're using a code editor like Visual Studio Code, you can simply click on the file in the Explorer panel to open it. Now, let's take a look at the basic structure of the file. You'll see a few lines that start with keywords like memory and prompts. These are where you'll make your changes. To adjust the memory settings, you'll add a line that looks like this. Memory, 1024. This sets the memory limit to 1024 megabytes. You can adjust this value depending on your needs. Next, let's add a custom prompt. This will help Claude Code understand the context of your project. For example, you can add a line that looks like this. Prompt. My project is a machine learning model for image classification. This gives Claude Code a better understanding of what you're working on. Now that you've made these changes, save the claude.md file and restart Claude Code. Your custom settings will now be applied. Try editing the claude.md file now and see how you can customize Claude Code to fit your needs. Vocabulary, customization, configuration, memory, prompts. By the end of this, you'll be able to apply and test your custom Claude Code settings. Now that you've made changes to your claude.md file, it's time to see them in action. You've defined your custom settings, and you're ready to apply them to your coding workflow. To do this, you'll need to restart your Claude Code editor or run the command Claude Code restart in your terminal. This ensures that your new settings are loaded and applied to your coding environment. Next, open a new file in your Claude Code editor and start writing some code. You can use a simple example like a Hello World program to test your changes. As you write, pay attention to how your custom settings affect the code completion suggestions, syntax highlighting, and other features. If something doesn't work as expected, don't worry. Troubleshooting is a normal part of the process. Check your claude.md file for any errors or inconsistencies, and make sure you've saved your changes. To test your settings further, try running some code examples from the Claude Code documentation or from your own projects. This will help you identify any issues that might arise when working with larger code bases. By applying and testing your custom settings, you'll be able to refine your workflow and make Claude Code work the way you do. Now, go ahead and apply your changes and see how they improve your coding experience. By the end of this, you'll be able to review your customized Claude Code setup and see how it improves your development workflow. You've made it through implementing and testing your changes. Now it's time to step back and look at what you've accomplished. Open up your claude.md file and take a glance at the settings you configured. Notice how your custom memory settings are reflected in the way Claude Code retains information and adapts to your coding style. You'll see that your development experience is smoother, with Claude Code providing more accurate and relevant suggestions. This is because your customizations have tailored the tool to your specific needs, making it an even more valuable asset in your workflow. Consider how these customizations will impact your future projects, allowing you to work more efficiently and effectively. Take a moment to appreciate the tangible results of your efforts, and think about what other customizations you might want to explore to further enhance your experience with Claude Code. Now, take a look at your MCP server settings and see how they're interacting with your customized Claude Code setup. You'll notice how the two work together seamlessly, providing a streamlined development experience. To solidify your understanding, try applying your customized setup to a new project and observe how it improves your workflow. Vocabulary, workflow, customization, implementation, optimization. By the end of this, you'll be able to integrate your customized Claude Code setup with your current project. You've made it through reviewing your customized setup, and now it's time to put it into action. Think about the specific needs of your project. What keywords do you use frequently, and what memory allocations will help Claude Code work more efficiently with your code? To take the next step, open up the claude.md file in your project directory. This is where you can fine-tune Claude Code settings to work seamlessly with your project. Try adding specific keywords related to your project into the claude.md file and adjust the memory allocations to optimize performance. For example, if you're working on a natural language processing project, you might add keywords like entity recognition or sentiment analysis. Once you've made these adjustments, save the claude.md file and see how Claude Code responds. You can find the full workflow we've covered so far, including all the code and configurations, on our Claude Lab GitHub page. If you want to stay up to date on the latest Claude Code workflows and tutorials, be sure to subscribe to our channel. Now, go ahead and give it a try. Edit your claude.md file to include those specific keywords and memory allocations, and see how it improves your workflow. Vocabulary, claude.md, keywords, memory, allocations.